Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to the Lost Files of Sherlock Holmes, the case of the Serrated Scalpel. Now, last time, we absolutely wiped the floor with this entire pub at darts and got some useful information, which is what we wanted, really. So, yeah. So, the identity of the guy that we got there may have seemed like a bit of a non sequitur last time, but if you remember right back at the beginning, of the game, there was a mention of a kid, aged about 17, who had been hanging around waiting for Sarah outside the theatre, and that he would be found at the Moongate, which is the name of that pub. So now we know that he works here, and he's someone who may or may not have a connection to this case, but he's certainly been... It sounds like he was stalking Sarah, or he had an interest in her of some description. But let's find out. Let's have a chat with the chemist first. My compliments, sir. What a quaint shop you have here. Everything in the traditional style with your wares impressively displayed. Thank you. Very kind, I'm sure. It's as it was in my father's time. Old ways are best, don't you agree? Nothing changes so much. People still eat the same things. From arsenic to zinc oxide, I have it all. How may I help you? I have reason to believe that your stock boy can assist me in my investigation. That's as may be, but as you can see, he is working, and I don't pay him to gossip with customers, let alone people off the street. Good day. May I please speak with your stock boy, sir? It will only take a moment of his time. Time is money, as they say, sir. We're busy with our inventory at the moment. Another time would be more convenient for him. Good day. A strongly built lad of 16 or 17 with intelligent eyes is dusting the shop's inventory. His street clothing indicates that he is not officially apprenticed to the chemist. A twopenny notebook with prescriptions written in a shaky hand across the top of each page. The same uncertain hand has recorded the medicines, sleeping potions, stomach powders, and other potent remedies requested by or prescribed for regular customers of the shop. A chipped ceramic cup, which, judging from its exterior design, once held a shaving brush. It now contains a pencil stub and an upholsterer's knife. The knife is long and shaped like a crescent with a hook at the end. It is designed to effectively rip or saw fabric and other soft material, like human skin. Might I have a small bottle of Professor Whitcomb's catarrh preparation, please? Of course, sir. I happen to have some right here under the counter. Is there anything else I can do for you? Might I also have some Lansdowne's famous liver elixir? Very good, sir. Just the thing to pep up a tired liver. My stomach's a bit unsettled. Might I have a draught of Vernet's best paregoric mixture? Very good, sir. A sound choice for calming a nervous stomach. Is there anything else? This weather has brought on a touch of ague in the vapours. Do you carry Beechman's tablets? Certainly, sir. I sell them by the cartload during the rainy season. Is there anything else? I would be grateful for just a moment of your assistant's time. I'll ask him a question or two at most. Speak to him by all means if you must. But I'm sure I can't imagine how he can help you. He's reliable and trustworthy, unlike most young people these days. Richard, come down for a moment and speak to these gentlemen, will you? Well, that was easy. Just have to buy everything in this shop. Do you know a publican by the name of Taggart? What's a publican? A publican, as if you didn't know, operates a public house. Don't play the fool, boy. It doesn't suit you. No, I know no one named Taggart, publican or not. Do you ever make deliveries near Covent Garden? Yes, sir. I'm in and about Covent Garden every day on my business. You've seen a girl named Leslie who sells flowers outside the Moongate. Yes, I have, but I've never been in that pub. I despise bang, drum and lager. Then you know a pub called the Moongate? Yes. I mean, no. Well, I know the names of the pubs around there. You are a fool, Richard, or you think I am. Tell me the truth and I may clear you of involvement in a most serious crime. I'm telling you the truth. I really don't know anything important about Miss Carroway. But we hadn't asked you about Miss Carroway yet. Richard, could you tell us of your interest in the actress Sarah Carroway? I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know what you're talking about. Don't mince words, Richard. Miss Carroway has been brutally murdered, and you were recently asking about her. Tell us about your involvement with her. Honesty will serve you well. Murdered? She can't have been. I never even got to speak with her. I wanted to marry her ever since I saw Love's Labour's Lost. I was that smitten with her. I wanted to find out where she lived and everything about her. Now she's dead. I'll never love another. I'm sorry, Richard. I hadn't realised that Miss Carroway had such an ardent admirer. Is there anything you can tell us that might help us? No. Just leave me alone if you would. Of course. Come, Watson. Do you see anything of significance, Watson? It's a lovely old shop, Holmes. The camphor aroma reminds me of the mentholated flannel cloth my mother put on my chest when I had a chill. Do you suppose that's the lad we're looking for? He looks more nervous than intelligent to me. His connection to the case, if any, is more than a mystery to me. No, thank you. No, thank you. We got anything else that might be connected to him? I'm not sure we do right now. Okay, I guess we'll come back. Oh, now where? Tobacco shop. We've not been there yet. A young lad minding the shop. May we speak with the proprietor, please? I'm sorry, sir. He's in Scotland shooting grouse. He won't be back for several days, I'm afraid. I'm told that he's rarely in, what with all his hunting trips. He's even been to East Africa. Perhaps you can tell us where that moose head comes from. From somewhere in North America, I believe. No, my boy. He means, do you know where the proprietor had that moose head preserved? Indeed, Watson. I should have been more precise. I don't know anything about that. I've heard him boasting about that moose, though. Very proud of it, he says. Says that they are very dangerous. Doesn't look dangerous, does it? It is imperative that I find out where the moose head was stuffed. Can you think of anything that might help me? I'm sorry, sir, but I don't have any idea, and I can't think of anyone else that might know. I'm just helping out here, temporary like. There's a large stuffed moose head mounting on a mahogany board. The taxidermist appears to have been more than competent. Near the top of the board is a metal plaque with an inscription on it. It cannot be read by simply looking up. The head itself conceals it. This cannot be moved. A large crate. It is made of fiberboard and wood and has a rough finish. Labels and customs declarations are pasted on the lid. They indicate that the crate contained tobacco leaves and finished cigars from Cuba. Hold on there. I can't give you the run of the place. I only would be angry if I found out I'd allowed anyone to mess around in this shop. It is of vital importance that I be allowed to continue my investigation without hindrance. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know who you are, and I can't be letting just anyone in here and start moving things around. It's not just anyone. This is Sherlock Holmes. My dear boy, I assure you I will harm nothing. Your sense of responsibility does you proud, but your assistance would be most valuable. It may help apprehend a murderer. Well, I suppose it's all right if you look about the place, as long as you're careful. Get on the crate. Do we need to move the other ones? I guess so. Right, now get on the crate. This is a large stuffed moose head. The moose head is mounted on a large mahogany board. The head is attached to the wall from a hook which goes through a hole in the top of the board. From this vantage point you can make out the metal plaque which reads, John Bradley, May 1885. Okay, that's some information. Now, how do we figure out where John Bradley's place is? Maybe ask the publican again. Taggart, my old man. No. Okay. See ya. How may Madame Rosa serve you, gentlemen? Nope. See ya. Maybe Wiggins can track him down. Nope. Jonas? Nope. Hmm. Well, I'm not sure how to proceed from here. Let's have a rummage through the inventory again. Okay, Watson, this hat is worn inside and out. The hatter's label is barely discernible. With the few letters that are still legible, I'll wager that it reads Eddington Equestrian. Very likely, Holmes. Eddington's is a high-tone shop for the fox hunting and riding crowd, and other people with more money than sense. It's down by the embankment, not too far from Rotten Row. Well, that was... glad I did that. Gentlemen, you may review the premises at your leisure, but do not touch anything. Direct any questions or concerns to me. Very well. I will. I found this cap, which I believe was purchased in your establishment. Perhaps you can tell me to whom you sold it so I could return it. I recognize the cap, though I can't approve of its condition. I would like to return the cap to the owner. May I have the name of the purchaser, please? No, you may not. My clients expect me to protect their privacy. They do not expect me to direct confidence tricksters or bounders to their homes, trying to collect rewards or favours to which they are not entitled. For all I know, you may have stolen that cap. You go too far, sir. You are insulting Sherlock Holmes, consultant to Scotland Yard. That is of no significance to me. I have my reputation to think of. Maybe a nice friendly game of darts. Are the majority of your customers hunters or polo players? I'm sure I don't know the answer to that question could possibly concern you. My customers are the most refined people in London. You're a bit of a prick, aren't you? You might as well try conversing with the furniture for all the attention these two twits will pay you. A stylized hip-length jacket, traditionally worn by the British upper classes while riding to hounds. Among these aristocrats, the jacket is referred to as a pink, though anyone with eyes to see can discern that it is distinctly red. An antique gold loving cup of the type popular in the last century. This one is inscribed Viscount Riddlesdale, 3rd Earl of Waverley, best master of the hunt, Dorset 1776. Presumably his family has some relation to the shop. Or perhaps the Riddlesdale clan came upon hard times and sold the trophy for cash at some North County jumble. Does this gentleman seem to you to have taken on the haughty characteristics of the clientele he serves? Indeed. Perhaps he is disagreeable by nature rather than by training. Can you think of a way to overcome this gentleman's reluctance to assist us, Watson? Given his manner, there is very little that I would scruple at. Short of threatening grievous bodily harm, I can't imagine what would pry the information from him. All he seems to care about is the comfort of his customers and enhancing his own reputation. Brilliant, Watson. That's what we'll do. Disturb his customers and jeopardize his reputation. Let us make nuisances of ourselves. I've noticed one or two items with which we might discompose these tranquil surroundings. Perhaps we can use them to loosen this chap's tongue without having to tear it out. Surely you jest, Holmes. Still, I'll follow your lead. These highly polished brass ones are used by the Master of Hounds to summon dogs and men to the so-called hunt. Handcrafted of rock-hard hickory wood and covered with cowhide, these mallets have the American-style cigar-shaped heads. The game has enjoyed an upsurge in popularity among the upper classes and their attendants since the 10th Hussars brought it back from the Punjab in 1869. These framed emblems use many of the standard conventions of European heraldry, but an expert eye can detect that these particular coats of arms are the invention of some manufacturer and not representative of any known heraldic tradition or family. I don't know why I can't say that word. Well, what have we here? It would seem that all of these so-called heraldic coats of arms are fraudulent. Now wouldn't the local papers just love to know the true nature of the merchandise in these aristocratic neighbourhoods? I suspect those customers won't be back. Now that they're gone, I feel an almost uncontrollable urge to test every polo mallet in the shop. Watson, bring down those mallets, would you? Now, sir, do you feel you could let the name of the cap's purchaser pass your lips, or shall the doctor and I play a few chukkers? This is extortion, but I will tell you, Lord Brumwell brought that cap for his son, Paul. Now please leave. Thank you, my man. Have a nice day. Doctor, let us not overstay our welcome. Good work, Holmes. The imposing pull looks like it might activate a clapper of equivalent size to that inside the primary bell of Big Ben. Well then, use it. Trade deliveries are to use the rear entrance. I've got the same face as the guy in the opera house. We wish to see Lord Brumwell. Was his lordship expecting you? He is not. His lordship accepts no solicitations. Are you selling something? No, we found some property which belongs to his family, and we wish to return it. You may give it to me. I'll see that he gets it. I'm sure you would, but I'd rather give it to him personally. Believe me, sir, his lordship is not in the habit of rewarding people for any reason whatsoever. You might save yourself any trouble by giving what you have to me. I'm afraid I must insist upon seeing Lord Brumwell. Very well. Give me your card and I'll see if he's available. What a stubborn fellow. Servants are often reflections of the people they serve, Watson. Indeed. I'm sure our own Mrs. Hudson will be pleased to hear that she may soon be matching wits with Scotland Yard and making unreasonable demands for tea and biscuits at 2 o'clock in the morning. Perhaps my point was overly general. I'm afraid his lordship isn't available. Lady Brumwell will see you. All right, then. Please wait here. Her ladyship will summon you. The type of cigarette is not immediately evident even to an expert eye. It appears to be an exotic combination of Turkish and Balkan tobacco. There's little doubt that it was custom made by a tobacconist. This red crystal ashtray holds some fresh ashes and ashes and a cigarette butt. The crushed butt, not to put too fine a point on it, stinks to high heaven. Okay. That seems like it should be important, but I guess not. For the minute, maybe. Mr. Holmes, what may I do for you? Permit me to introduce my colleague, Dr. John Watson. Thank you for seeing us. Not at all. My husband is otherwise engaged at the moment. Pettigrew said you have something that belongs to us. I have a cap, which I believe belongs to your son, Paul. If it is Paul's, I shall have to reprimand him for losing it. How do you come to have it? It's a rather long story. He's a very pleasant lad. While talking to him, we learned that Miss Anna Carroway was once in your employ. Do you know where she now lives? Silly and disobedient boy. Lord Brumwell would be most displeased were he to learn that Paul was sharing stories with total strangers. Lady Brumwell, let me assure you of our motives. The doctor and I are investigating the murder of Anna's sister, Sarah Carroway. We were hoping that you might know where Anna, or any other Carroway family members, might be found. I'm sure I do not. I never knew Anna to speak of any of her family. In the end, Anna became unsuitable as a house servant. We had to dismiss her. How was it that you came to retain her? Who referred her to you? I've long since forgotten that, Mr. Holmes. Now, gentlemen, if there is nothing else... If I may, Lady Brumwell, might I ask about the source of that unusual smell? Does Lord Brumwell smoke an exotic brand of tobacco? Indeed not. I suspect my husband's guest brought some noxious cigarette into the house. Now, was there something else in particular that you wanted? If it is convenient, please tell your husband that we may return to speak with him. Perhaps he knows something about Miss Carroway's people. Do not trouble yourselves, gentlemen. I'm sure he knows even less than I about the unhappy girl's friends and relations. That's as may be, my lady. I would still like to speak to him. Very well. I'll give him your card. Good day. Has your butler been with you long? His entire life. He has grown old in this house, like the rest of us. I fail to see how that might concern you. Might we speak to your husband, Lady Brumwell? He is very busy at the moment, as am I. Good day, gentlemen. Give her the hat back. Oh, thank you. Fair enough. I'll keep it then. Oh, thank you. A 17th century French writing desk continues the French imperial theme of the sumptuously decorated living room. A larger-than-life-size portrait of a noble personage dressed in the clothing typical of the time of King Charles II. This is presumably some honoured Brumwell ancestor. The chair is an obvious companion to the sofa under the mirror. Its shiny unupholstered finish is in remarkably good condition. A burgundy brocade sofa made in Paris during the early reckless days of Louis XVI's ill-fated reign. A majestic silver mirror, the antique frame dated as a product of the late 1700s. A miniaturized Roman copy of the great winged victory called Nike of Samothrace, which stands at the head of the grand staircase of the Louvre Museum in Paris. Watson, has any new revelation struck you that might help us in this affair? Not as yet, Holmes, but I will keep my wits about me. A gleaming marble copy of the Hellenistic masterpiece The Death of Laocoon and His Sons. The original sits in the Vatican Museum and is a bit smaller than this one. This red crystal ashtray holds some fresh ashes and a cigarette butt. The crushed butt, not to put too finer points on it, stinks to high heaven. That seems like it should be important. But we can't take it with us for some reason. Maybe we can just ask the tobacconist about it. Let's just check in on there, and we'll make that the last thing we do for today. And then we shall continue next time. But this guy doesn't know anything about it. Because he's just minding the shop, governor. Nope. Okay. Alright, we'll leave that there for now then, and we'll pick up this investigation next time. We've got lots of different threads to follow, some of which seem to be at a little bit of a dead end so far, but I'm sure we will figure those out. So, just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.